Good evening, everyone. It is me, Natalie Cousins, and I trust that you had an awesome and amazing day. It is Wisdom Wednesdays, and tonight I want to talk about, planting seeds and when was the last time that you did that, and if you're keeping up with your farming duties. And so, as per usual, every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I jump on here just to give you a little bit of food for thought. And so while we are headed into September, effective this Saturday, I wanted to quickly talk about planting those seeds and what we need to do to actually look forward to 2019. And so every year at around this time, I start to think about it's almost like I was speaking with my client today, and she was saying that it's almost like it's New Year. But I get really excited because Monday's Labor Day weekend, and the next day my children are off to school. So it means for me that all my mommy duties kind of shift and I can get back into the normal swing of things. So welcome to everyone watching live from Instagram. Welcome to everyone watching live from Facebook. Mrs. Cousins, how are you? Rosemary, how are you? It's great to see you guys on here. And so let's talk about planting seeds. Tonight we are talking about planting those seeds. And so it becomes a tough subject. A lot of people are in the real estate business. We know that we have to farm a specific area. And I want to just talk a little bit about that and just figure out where everybody's head is at. And so let's jump right into it. So when was the last time that you actually looked at your business on a full scope? Welcome, my boss is me. When was the last time that you actually looked at your business for face value and done inventory on your business to actually see where you currently are and where you're currently headed? Let's talk about that. And so as it stands right now, because my kids are heading back to school next Tuesday, what I do for myself is I start looking at, okay, how can I improve on my schedule? Where are there some holes in there that need fixing? What am I going to do to plan lunches better? What am I going to do to have better dinners or have dinner prepared a little bit early? And so as a mother, as a wife, as an entrepreneur, as a coach, as a real estate agent, I find that I'm wearing many different hats. And the only way for me to specifically be sane is by looking at where I'm at and start planting seeds where I feel that I want my harvest to be reaped. Okay, so I want everybody to write down, the first thing that we have to do is look at where we are currently and where we would like to go. And so when I talk about the 6 pillars in your business and in your life, I start at the very bottom, and the first pillar to build a strong foundation is looking at your vision of where it is that you want to go and where you're currently at. Okay, figuring out the goals that you need to specifically have. And after you look at your goals, figure out a plan for how you are actually going to get there. And so right now we are heading into September, which is the last month of the 3rd quarter. And then we will be jumping into the 4th quarter for October, November, and December. These are the most crucial months for your business in order for you to be able to skyrocket and get to the next level for your business in the next year. And so I am consistently always at this time of the year looking at how I can do better from my past, the way how I do things. So my activity, me being online and being social, how can I improve on my branding? So if you are watching or if you're catching the replay, type if you agree that right now we need to be planting those seeds and taking the weeds out of our garden if they are poisonous to our crop. Okay, so just type agreed. And so as we look at our vision and we look at where it is that we want to go, we have to look at if the things that are currently in our vision or that we've listed, if we're still mentally and emotionally attached to it. And when I say attached, you got to look at each item and you have to say to yourself, I no longer want that anymore, or I know it no longer serves me a purpose. So what I mean by that is All right, we have a big picture overall. So, you know, I have my big picture. One of my goals that I'm trying to hit is to be the top female dominating real estate coach in the world, right? So I'm giving myself a very big name, right? And I am emotionally attached to that right now here today. Am I still emotionally attached to work on that in 2019 or 2020? So right now I'm dealing with planning for 2019. Yes, I am still emotionally attached to that. So I have to say to myself, what is it that I want? To be a world-renowned coach. Why do I want it? Okay, what am I going to do to get it? How am I going to get it? And is there a monetary value behind it? So you look at your visions, you look at your goals, and you figure out the plan of how it is that you're going to get there. You then have to take one next step, and you have to look at your business, income, and finances, and you have to ask yourself the same question. So what do you say to yourself? You look at where you are right now financially in your business, income, and your finances. Where is it that you want to be? And then look at, okay, do I still want to earn that type of money? Is that the income that I want? Why do I want it? What am I going to do to get it? And what time and how much time is it going to take for me to actually do that? So for us as real estate agents, when we look at our goals and our visions, and we look at our business, income, and finances, and we add those two together, is it equating to the dollar amount that you have set for your goals for the next year? And I'm bringing up this topic about planting seeds because at the end of the day, when you are looking at your next year, you should be able to specifically know exactly what it is that you want. When you go in front of your buyer or in front of your seller and they're wondering, why is it that they should work with you? That has to be clear. And you got to know every time that you are headed out to an appointment to meet a client that your why is strong enough for you to go in clear and level-headed to win that buyer or to win that seller over to sign that listing agreement. And so at the end of the day, guys, we really have to dissect and take inventory of our current life status in reference to these seeds that we need to be out here planting. It is super, super important. So I want to tell you that if you look at a blind individual, okay, their other senses are so sharp, okay? And sometimes we need to just be able to close our eyes and we need to fully use the other senses that we have. Our sense of touch, our sense of smell, our intuition, our power of visualization. Did you know that when Stevie Wonder is going ahead and building music, he goes off the melody of the music and that's how he vibes to it? And he can come up with a hit just through the power of visualization and imagining the words that he's going to say and the beat that he puts to it, how it's going to be a hit. And so I say to yourself, and I ask you this, when you close your eyes and you full on close your eyes and look at where it is that you want to go, are you seeing and imagining that vision? That is the question that I've got to ask you, because I'm telling you, every time I talk about where it is that I would like to be and what it is that I'm working through, the vision is so clear now. You've got to be able to trust that these seeds that you are planting now are going to crop and grow for harvest later. And so if you don't do this, guys, you are only letting yourself down. I can tell you that. If you've heard the story before, I can publicly say it again. At the age of 18 years old, I walked around and I said, by the age of 30, I was going to be a millionaire. It's to the point where I even went back to the age of 22 where I made my first vision board. Understand, I attained some of the stuff on the vision board, right? Because my mind was set to it. But at the end of the day, I did not have a solid goal and a plan to attain it. And so my mother always says, as easy as you achieve something is as easy as you could lose it. But if you fail to plan, also plan on failing. And so I plead with you guys tonight. It is, as my coach would say, harvest time, okay? Right now is the time to actually plant those seeds. And so if you're ready to plant those seeds, type hashtag planting seeds. It is very important for us to be able to look at where we are now and where it is that we want to go. And if we're not doing that, then we're only setting ourselves up for failure. We want to look at the blame game, okay? We want to be able to blame the person who never told us this, or we want to be able to blame ourselves for not sitting down and doing something earlier. We want to be able to blame that our kids are in the way. We want to blame that our spouses are in our way. When in fact, in reality, we are the driver of our own destination. Okay? So if you don't know what your destination is, how are you actually going to get there? And so the power of the mind is what invokes us to be able to stay focused and be able to see the journey and see the light at the end of the tunnel. And so my next question for you while we were talking about planting seeds is, when is the last time that you have actually done something for yourself? And I pause on that because at the end of the day, I was just having dinner with my husband and he says, you know, you got to start putting things forward for yourself. And so the question is, when are you going to start to do something for yourself? I remember when, you know, doing my hair and my nails was a treat. Now it's a mandatory must, right? So what is a must for you? Not treats, but when was the last time that you actually sat down and evaluated yourself, took self-inventory of yourself and said, okay, I need to do this better. Going forward, I'm going to be able to treat myself like this, or I'm going to be able to consistently maintain this for my personal being. All right, there are tons of people who their power of thought is so weak that they don't believe that their deserve level allows for them to go to a spa once a month, or, you know, continue to have date night with their spouse and things like that. So we have to be able to look back and look at ourselves and say, I am doing this for me. And so if you are starting off in your business right now, if you are have been in business for a while, there are things that you're going to notice in terms of negative habits, right? And if they are negative habits, we have to be able to say to ourselves that we are going to change those negative habits. But until we actually sit down and look at these things and say to ourselves that we are going to change them or take inventory of what they are, how will we know what we need to improve on or what it is that we need to change? And so as we are entering, this is Wednesday night, September 1st is on Saturday. At some point this week, I would love for you to make a commitment to take inventory of yourself. Take inventory and say, you know what? I'm going to look at my bad habits that are serving me no purpose, serving me no good, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to transform those and replace them with good habits. Understand that there are times when I am evaluating myself. I take a blank piece of paper and I write down all the things that I've noticed that I need to change. Okay, I jot them down on a piece of paper. I go ahead and I cut them up into strips, and physically I go and I take a walk, okay? And there's a little creek down at the end, and I detox by throwing those pieces of paper into the river. It is a symbol of me saying that I'm letting go of the old to actually replace the new. And so guys, as you are combing through and you are taking inventory of your life, it is very important to actually detox, delete, and remove certain of these bad behaviors. So as it is now, and we are doing the September, and we are heading into September, it's the last month of the third quarter, it is time for us to start planting seeds for 2019. And so planting those seeds is how you weren't doing something before, you are now going to do it. And then from there, what you are actually going to do is you are going to create a process and a system for you to be able to have repetitive behavior. So it takes 7 weeks or 49 days to kick an old habit. Right now, I am reading the book Think and Grow Rich within my group. And it is a private Facebook group where we go in and we read a chapter a night. And I have said to myself that I'm going to wake up every single day, and before I go to bed every single night, read my desire statement as well as my auto suggestions in order to take myself to my next paradigm shift. So I am leveling up. September is going to be about going back to basics and going back to the foundation of who it is that you truly want and what it is that you truly want to be and what your heart's desire, and leveling up so that you can actually attain it. Okay, so we're not going to do the song and dance anymore. We're not going to beat ourselves up with the should have, could have, would have. We're actually going to take inventory of ourselves, and we are going to level up our behavior, level up our actions, and level up our thoughts on positive things in order for these seeds that we are planting to manifest for greater. And so when I say planting seeds, you're going to look at your goals. You're going to look at your visions. You're going to create a plan. You're going to evaluate your current business income and finances, and you are going to specifically plant a seed for what it is that you want in your income to increase, okay? After you do that, I want you to specifically look at how you're marketing yourself. This whole entire month was about branding. Okay, and we talked about how to brand your business. We talked about standing out. We talked about a lot of things with branding. So at the end of the day, you know, I need for you guys to understand that we have to be able to look at how we are showing up in our community. How are we showing up in our brand? How are we specifically showing up to others in order for us to be able to attract the like for like, okay? So it's not about me and what I think about you. It's what you think about you and where it is that you want to go to be able to have that attraction come into your business and manifest into the success that you would like. Okay, after you do that, the next step is productivity. A lot of us are lacking in productivity. We have taken this road to entrepreneurship. We have taken this journey. We might have been coming from 9 to 5, or maybe we're still part-time, but at the end of the day, we think that there is not enough time in the day. Well, there is enough time in the day if you plan and execute. If you specifically know what are the tasks that you have to be able to complete for tomorrow, if you write them down on today, then what specifically ends up happening is your next day is more progressive. But what ends up happening to some of us is because we have been at a job for so long, or we've been doing something that we don't like doing, we get lazy. And we just say, oh, you know, I'll get to that prospecting list tomorrow. Or, you know what, I'll write out my marketing plan over the weekend. Too much of us are emotional doers, okay? And do you know what an emotional doer is? We sit down and we watch other people. We look at what they're doing. And then as we see what they're doing and it sparks us, okay? Then we get up and we start working on it. And then we put it down after putting all our energy into that because we were emotional about what the other person was doing. We never pick it back up. Next week, we see that other person that we're watching doing something else. It sparks us again. And then what we do is we start working on something else. And God forbid, when we go back and we look at all these things, what ends up happening? We end up looking at all of these projects that we have started over the course of the year. We're now 8 months going into 9 months. Nothing's been launched. Nothing's been done. No events have been done. No workshops, no networking, no nothings. And the person that we've been watching has done so many other things while you're still there. So understand, it's like a broken down vehicle on the side, right? It ain't going to get moved by itself. If you don't have the roadside assistance to be able to call for a boost, or if you don't haul your behind out the car and flag and wait for somebody to help, the car's just going to stay there broken down, right? But we can't sit down and we can't sit in that car and look at every single car that goes past and say, okay, well, since that car is over there broken down and they're doing this, maybe this is my problem. Understand that you need to do a self-diagnostic test on your, you have to do a diagnostic test on yourself and evaluate these issues that you have. Okay, just like if our vehicle breaks down and we know it's not a boost, we know it doesn't need gas, we know it doesn't need oil, we actually got to take it to the dealership. They put it on the machine, and that machine is going to tell them what the problem is. Well, in this case, don't let somebody else tell you what the problem is. Diagnose yourself. Look at the issues that you have. Look at the areas where there's holes or leaks, and figure out what your solution is in order for you to be able to improve on that. And so, guys, there was a time in my life where I would sit down, and I was the same thing. I would sit down and I would watch other people, okay? Time waits for no one. You got to be able to get up. You got to be able to evaluate yourself and look at where it is that you want to go. And honestly speaking, if you don't see where it is that you want to go, it's pointless, because somebody else can infuse that for you. I was the type of person, I would wake up every single day coming up with a new business idea. I would call up a friend or a family member and I would say, you know what? I've got an idea that I think is going to work for us, okay? So understand that it's not what's going to work for us. It's you are planning what is best for you. And by the time you are level-headed, the right people will come along into that business and fall where you needed them to be. So don't wait on anyone to create your destiny. Create your own destiny. Start by looking at your vision. Go ahead and build your goals, and then go ahead and work on your plan. From there, you're going to look at your business, income, and your finances to see if it's matching up with the desires of where it is that you would like to go. There are 6 steps to my 90-day program that I love to refer to, 6 pillars that I like to refer to. And at the end of the day, by the time you go through all those 6 pillars, you have been navigated and transformed in order for your business to grow and follow on the right path. Guys, I cannot tell you enough that the time is now to be awakened and focus on where it is that you want to go. If you've spent too much time in your life saying, I'm going to, but you never do, you're only delaying your own destiny. Your neighbor's not delaying you. Your husband or your wife is not delaying you. Your children are not delaying you. You are in control of your own life and your own destination. Guys, it is Wisdom Wednesday. Let me talk to you a little bit about what's happening in the month of September. There are some great things happening. There are a few places that I will be that I would love to see you all there. So first, let's start with the most immediate. And let me see if I've got it here. So if you are looking to specifically change your life, how you're thinking, you're shifting and everything, you want to go ahead and you want to figure out how you can get to me to get a copy of the Think and Grow Rich book. All right. Currently, right now, we started reading. We do a chapter a day in our professional development group. Tonight, we will be on chapter, I believe it is 4. Yes, auto-suggestion, which is the 3rd step towards riches. And so what we do is we read the books for you. After we read the book, I go in live after my co-partners, and what we do is we break down what the chapter is specifically stating. And because this book has the 17 steps towards riches, okay, it is very important that we follow everything specifically and strategically in order to think and grow rich. So that is the first thing. If you are looking to, first of all, let me tell you that I started this book. I finished it, and then I never followed through with the steps. Okay, so I've been having this book incorporated in my life since 2011. But since taking this book more seriously, I have ultimately transformed and have received a dynamic and glorious shift in my life and in my business. And so if you want to be able to join us in the private Facebook group, so if you're on Instagram and you want to be in this book club, you have to be able to be on Facebook as well. So what you're going to do is there's one of 2 ways that you can join the book club. For those that are on Instagram, if you go to click on the link in my bio and scroll all the way to the bottom to the very last button, that is how you can join the book club for Think and Grow Rich. If you are on Facebook, what you're going to want to do is send me a direct message for me to be able to put you in immediately into the Facebook group. So this is happening on a daily basis every night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so in the next 29 minutes, we will be reading Think and Grow Rich live. The great thing about this is we are all busy professionals. So what ends up happening is the books get read for you. The chapter gets read for you. The review of the chapter gets read, so you get a thorough understanding in today's language as to the steps and what it is that you need to take. And then from there, you just follow through and create the lifestyle. Second thing that is happening is on September 11th, I am going to be interviewed by Erica Elida on her show, What Matters. The great thing is this is an international show. So it is online. It is going to be on Facebook Live, YouTube Live. It's going to be everywhere. And you're going to want to tune into that specific interview, because in that interview, I'm actually going to be debuting my book, The 6-Figure Real Estate Agent, which the pre-sales will start in September for that. There will be a book launch and a book signing as well. So you're going to want to stay tuned for the announcement for that. On September 6th, so that is next Thursday, and I'm going to go ahead and paste a link in the group, in the chat on Facebook. If you are in Toronto and you are local and you want to be a part of Satish Verma's 4-part workshop where we are going to learn the most influential success philosophy of all time, he is going to be doing the Think and Grow Rich interactive workshop. I will be there. The early bird tickets are $97. After the early bird, the tickets go up to $197. So you are going to want to go ahead and purchase your tickets based off this link that I'm going to paste into the chat shortly for you to be able to purchase your tickets. Last but not least, as you all know, I teach every other week at the Royal Star brokerage firm in Toronto, the fundamentals of the six-figure agent. Every week or every other week, we go through how to go from part-time to full-time in your real estate business. We cover relationship marketing. We cover branding. We cover the customer service and retention side of your business. And so if you are in the GTA and you want to be able to get some complimentary training, or I think the tickets there, sorry, are $20. It's $20 training for you to access the workshop. Then you're going to want to go ahead and direct message me. The event is also on Eventbrite for you to be able to see it. Also on September the 25th, so September, there are a lot of things happening. On September 25th, if you are in Toronto, you will want to come out to the event and the conference, Empowering Women to Succeed. The great thing about that is I will be there in person. I will be at Coach's Corner, and I have wonderful goodies to be able to give away. Plus, you'll also be able to get your complimentary coaching session with me. So if at any time you have not had a chance to meet with me, you know that I do my coaching sessions by phone as well. But if you would like to meet with me in person, then come to the Empowering Women to Succeed event. If you need tickets for that, you're going to want to go to my link on Instagram, or you'll go to www.nataliecousins.com/links, where you'll be able to get your complimentary tickets to attend that event, for you to be able to see other wonderful guest speakers there and to book your coaching session with me. And so guys, this is what I mean by going ahead and planting seeds and getting out there and sticking to your mojo. It is looking at where and what you can do and where it is that you have to be in order for you to get there. So I need for you guys to be able to get your tickets. I need for you guys to be able to come out to the Think and Grow Rich event. I'm now pasting the link in the chat for Facebook. I will go ahead and I will paste the link for Instagram as well in a few seconds. And also, you'll always catch me here every Wednesday doing my Facebook and Instagram lives for Wisdom Wednesday. And so with that being said, you know, next month we're going, the whole topic that we'll be talking about is back to basics. Since my kids are back to school, it's safe for us and for me to go back to basics and be able to go ahead and get schedules in place, put things into place that mean a lot more to us. So looking at our schedules, I'm looking at the things that have fallen through the cracks and things that I need to be able to improve on. And most importantly, I'm going to be planting those seeds. And so if there's anyone that's having issues with planting seeds, if there's anyone on here that feels that they really are ready to, you know, put a pep in their step, they want to shape up, they want to go into 2019 winning and knowing that they've planted seeds and eventually it's going to come to, the crops are going to grow and they're going to blossom into, you know, clients, new and repeat business happening, whatever your heart's content and desires. If you need a boost or a jump start, or if you need a tune up on those areas in your life, then you are going to want to connect with me. And so for the ending of the month, I also have coaching spots available. You can connect with me to figure out how we can fit each other into our schedules and get you coaching so that you are able to start attracting in those right clients and figuring out and ironing out your market niche. Yes, in real estate, there is niches, and I think that a lot of people miss that, but you're going to want to connect with me to figure out how to find your niche. And so, guys, again, just to recap, Think and Grow Rich is tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Facebook. Direct message me to be able to get into that private Facebook group. September 6th, we have at Netwin Place the Think and Grow Rich interactive workshop with the president and CEO of the Think and Grow Rich Institute. And also, we have on September 11th, my interview happening with Erica Elida, where I'll be interviewed, which is going to be a great platform as well. And I'm also going to debut the link so that you can pre-order my book, The Six-Figure Real Estate Agent, which is coming out in September. Also on September 25th, it is the Empowering Women to Succeed conference. I will be there at Coach's Corner so that you will be able to book Coach's Corner and be there with me as well. And so if you are a real estate agent, or if you know anyone that is in the real estate industry and you feel that this live has or will serve them some purpose, or if it served you purpose, go ahead and share the link so that others will be able to hear what's going on and how they can be in connection with me. But I urge you at this date and this time to start focusing on your business. Plant those seeds in order for you to be able to grow your business. It is very, very important that we start planting those seeds. A lot of us are questioning, why is the phone not ringing? Why am I not getting any activity coming in? Well, you've got to plant the seeds. And in order to plant the seeds, you've got to put action behind your goals, your visions, and your plans. Guys, I am Natalie Cousins. It is always awesome and amazing to come on here and speak with you guys. Don't forget to join me, same time, same place, Eastern Standard Time, 8 o'clock next Wednesday. It is the end of the month, guys, coming up. September 1st is on Saturday. What are you doing to plant those seeds? Have an awesome and amazing night. Thank you so much for joining me. God bless. Bye for now.